What's going on, everybody? I am back and I'm so excited to be back. Hello, my name is Zephian Wade, and today I'm going to be giving my final NBA Finals breakdown and my predictions today. But first and foremost, before we even get into the show, I just want to tell everybody thank you so much for not only liking and subscribing, but giving me comments, criticism, and everything about last night's video. It really meant a lot to hear that from you guys. And your guys' opinion matters to me. How can I get better? What can I do to get better? You guys make me want to keep doing this and make me keep being passionate. So it's greatly appreciated. And I just want to make an announcement that for my next show, I'm going to be having people do call-ins and ask me questions for next show. So be ready, have your questions ready, and let's get started. But let's get right into this video right now. Good times. My chest. Champions, man. But hello, everyone. My apologies. I was just reminiscing about the Lakers championships. Obviously, we got the 2020 championship right here and the 2009 NBA championship. And it's just making me sick to my stomach just looking at the Lakers win like this. And then remembering that the Boston Celtics have a chance to pass the Lakers. But I can't hate. I can. I'm not a Boston Celtics fan, but I'm here to talk about them and how they can possibly win banner number 18. Same for how the Dallas Mavericks can win banner number 2. I'm very excited to get into this video. Basically, what this is I'm just gonna summarize what I said yesterday in the key points, and then I'm gonna give you guys new breakdowns and thoughts so you guys can come up with your own opinion as well. And then, most importantly, at the end, I'm gonna give you my predictions so we can get right into it. The NBA Finals, remember, is at 7:30. ABC, be ready. It's going to be a great series. I promise you it's going to be a great series. I feel like this series is going to be great for basketball fans all around. But before we even just get started, I just want to say something. Doesn't a brother look good today? I mean, I'm usually a very humble person, but, I just have to give credit where credit's due to myself. I mean, I had to put on the suit. I felt like yesterday's outfit was great, but it was good, but it wasn't great. I feel like this is great. I had to up the ante a little bit. We got a big video coming on. I'm giving you my final thoughts. I'm giving you my final predictions, and, I had to look good. And when you look good, you feel good, and I feel great today. I hope you guys are feeling great today, and I hope if you're not, I hope this video helps you guys feel even better. But let's get right into it. I'm just going to start off with the Boston Celtics and summarize the 3 points that I had for them. First off, who's going to be their third guy to step up? Will it be Jrue Holiday? Will it be Derek White? Will it be Al Horford? Porzingis is coming back, but will he be healthy? That's something we got to look out for. Will it be Peyton Pritchard, Hauser? Who's going to be the third guy for the Boston Celtics to step up in order for them to win? My second point for them was how is their defense going to play against Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving? Obviously, one of the things that I said in yesterday's video was you got to pick your poison with them too. And you got to figure out who do you want to be dominating you more, Luka or Kyrie. You can't have both. You got to pick one, because they're two great players. They're two of the best players in the NBA, and you're not going to be able to stop them. You're not going to be able to contain them. They're going to get theirs at the end of the day. So, you have to be more, I feel like you have to be more aware with what Luka does. Kyrie's going to get his buckets regardless, but, Luka, he's also going to not only give you 30, he could give you 10 to 12 assists. And if he's giving you 10 to 12 assists, that means somebody like P.J. Washington, Derrick Jones, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, that means they're eating you alive right now, Boston. So they make somebody else beat you. You gotta put your trust. You gotta make P.J. Washington shoot those open threes. Make Derek White shoot. Make Derek Lively get rebounds and play down low in the post and work. You gotta make these guys work at the end of the day and make somebody else beat you. And my third and final point for the Boston Celtics was you live by the 3 and you guys can finish it. You die by the 3. The Boston Celtics, like I said, they shoot over almost 40 attempts a game in these playoffs. And when they've made at least 14 of those, they're a complete 9-0. But one of the things that I really thought we also should watch out for is what are the Boston Celtics going to do when the threes aren't falling? Are they going to be able to go inside and get buckets in the paint? That's something that I really wanted to pay attention to as well. Now let's get right into the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks, the three keys that I had for the Dallas Mavericks were the first one. Defense, defense, defense. Defense wins championships at the end of the day. And the Dallas Mavericks have upped the ante on their defense. They have improved drastically from the regular season into the playoffs. And can they continue that against this potent Boston Celtics offense? I mean, this Boston Celtics offense is the best in the league. So how is their defense going to respond to this is the main thing. My second thought was, can PJ Washington, Derrick Jones Jr., Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, can those guys continue to do their thing? They've been playing absolutely great in these playoffs. And I'm just very curious as to what are they going to do in these finals? Can they up their play? Luka's going to give them open looks. That's going to lead me right into my next point for them to win. Luka's going to give them open looks. They have to be able to capitalize in order for them to win. And my third and final point that I talked about yesterday was the Dallas Mavericks have to control the pace. Luka does a fantastic job controlling the pace at the end of the day. They finished sixth in the NBA in pace during the game. So we see that on the floor. Luka slows the game down and plays at his own pace. He finds his spots, he gets to his spots, and he gets buckets. But not only that, Luka's a phenomenal passer too. I've mentioned this multiple times. Luka is a great passer. He sees the floor very well, and he's very good at playmaking. He's very good at getting his guys open looks. So like I said, can the Mavericks capitalize? PJ Washington has to make his shots. Derrick Jones, et cetera, et cetera. Those guys have to step up in order for the Mavs to win. So those are the 3 points for both teams that I needed to summarize. I'll be right back with more breakdown. Let's get right into it, baby. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am here to give you guys some more stats and just stuff so you guys can come up with your own takes and own opinions right before the finals. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to give you guys my predictions for the NBA Finals. So one of the things that I really wanted to get into first and talk about was something that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to, and that's the matchup between Jaylen Brown and Kyrie Irving, both teams' number 2 options. Both of these guys, they're great players, and I feel like Jaylen Brown, I'm going to talk about Jaylen Brown first. What a playoffs he has been having. At times, he has looked like the Boston Celtics' number 1 option, and that's not a knock on Jason Tatum. What it is it's just the truth. Go back and watch the games. Jaylen Brown has saved the Celtics multiple times. He's been playing good. He's averaging 25 points per game in these playoffs. He's shooting 61% from the field, 65% in the paint. Like, this guy has been on an absolute tear. And that's something that I really wanted. I mentioned that 65% in the paint because one of the things that the Dallas Mavericks have prided themselves on and been really good at is their paint defense in these playoffs. So how is that matchup going to be? If Jaylen Brown isn't hitting shots from the perimeter or the mid-range, what is he going to do? How is he going to get buckets? He'll find a way, I feel like, but that's just something we need to look out for in these playoffs. And then I also wanted to get to Kyrie Irving. Let's flip the side to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's been on an absolute tear in these playoffs as well. He's averaging 22 points per game, and he's shooting close to 60% as well, 59% overall, 60. It's close enough. I'll round it up to 60. Kyrie Irving has been playing great. The reason I'm talking about this matchup is because I feel as though whoever wins this matchup is going to lead their team to more success. We all know Luka is going to do his thing. We all know Jason Tatum is going to do his thing. But is Kyrie Irving going to come to play? You know, like we saw in the Minnesota series. Kyrie Irving came to play in the Minnesota series. Game 1, cooking Ant. And it was bad to see. I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards, but Ant, you got cooked in game 1. And then Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown sent the game into overtime. He scored the last couple of buckets to send the game into overtime. And he won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So there's just so many things that we have to see. These number 2 guys going at it head to head. I'm very excited, and I feel like whoever wins this matchup between those two, their team is in the driver's seat to be a champion. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is both of these teams' defenses. I've mentioned the Boston Celtics defense, stellar. 3rd in the NBA. They've been great in these playoffs. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was how are they going to guard the 3-pointers with PJ Washington and Derrick Jones? PJ Washington is shooting 42%, and Derrick Jones is shooting 45% in these playoffs. Great numbers, great numbers. The majority of these numbers are from the corner 3. Well, the Boston Celtics, they give up the least amount of corner 3s in the NBA, just about 2 a game. And they have one of the best 3-point defenses in the NBA, just allowing teams to shoot 35% in these playoffs, which was fourth best in the NBA. And then in these playoffs, it's been even better. And corner three wise, where Derrick Jones and PJ Washington make a living from shooting, they're corner three merchants. You know, Luka's going to set them up. They're going to be ready in the corner. Bang. They're going to shoot it. But the Celtics may not give that up. In these playoffs, the Celtics have given teams have only shot 18% from the corner three in these playoffs against the Celtics. So, how is PJ Washington and Derrick Jones going to find some offense? Because if they're not scoring, that means the Celtics are going to be able to double team Luka. They're going to be able to double team Kyrie. And if your guys like PJ Washington, Derrick Jones, Lively, all those guys aren't producing anything, then that puts those guys in the bind, and then it puts the Mavs in the bind. Then things can get ugly very, very fast. Now, I want to talk about the Mavs defense. The Mavs defense, it was weak, I'll say. It was pretty hard to watch the Mavs defense in the regular season. But boy, have they upped it in the playoffs. Their defense has been phenomenal. In the paint, they're only allowing teams to shoot 51% in the paint, which it's a very high percentage point to shoot in the paint. So the Mavs, they've been doing a great job of doing that, of stopping teams from getting high percentage shots in the paint. So that's one thing that I'm very excited to see is how will the Boston Celtics adjust, because Daniel Gafford, with him being the primary defender in the paint, he's only allowed teams to shoot 45% against him. That's the best in the playoffs. That's number one in the playoffs. And then his running mate, Derek Lively, is only allowing teams to shoot 49% when he's the primary defender in the paint. That's third best in these playoffs. So they got two top three defenders in the paint in these playoffs. And like I said earlier, that is why I mentioned if the threes aren't falling for the Boston Celtics, where are they going to figure out offense? How are they going to be able to score? So that's something I feel like we need to watch out for, definitely, and I'm very excited to see that. And lastly, this is one of the most important things that I think is, I'm a guy, when it comes to basketball, it's all about the little things. You got to do the little things. You got to be diving on the floor. It's the finals. You got to do whatever you can. You got to scratch, claw. You got to do whatever you can to win. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was rebounding, because the Los Angeles Lakers didn't do it and they lost to Denver. Denver didn't do it when they played Minnesota. Go back and watch Game 7. It's the truth. They didn't rebound when they needed to rebound. And then Minnesota couldn't do it when they needed to against Dallas. Rebounding is one of the most important things. And one thing that I've noticed is that the Dallas Mavericks average 9.3 offensive boards a game, which is huge because they're getting second chance points and they're making the Boston Celtics work even harder on defense and tiring them out for offensively. So, but the Boston Celtics, they don't allow a lot of offensive rebounds. They just allow 8. They only allow 8 second chance point or 8 offensive boards a game. So, you know, it's a pretty close matchup in terms of offensive rebounding. That is something that I also wanted to mention. And like I said, it's little things. That's what's going to be the decider. Who wants it more? Who's going to go up and go get those boards? Obviously, with Porzingis coming back, they have another big man to get those boards. But Lively is athletic. He can jump out the gym. Gafford is athletic as well. He can jump out the gym as well. So the rebounding battle, I think, is going to be one of the most important things. Whoever wins that rebounding battle between these teams is going to win these finals. Those are my final thoughts. Now, for the moment you guys have been waiting for. All right, everybody. The moment of truth is here, baby. Zephian's final NBA Finals predictions. So, one thing that I left off that I did want to mention that I just saw is I watched the end of the 2010 NBA Finals, and the Lakers beat the Boston Celtics. Y'all saw what I did there. So one of the things that I noticed was Kobe Bryant. He didn't play well in that. He was still won Finals MVP, but he didn't play very well in that Game 7. But one of the things Kobe Bryant did have is he had 15 rebounds. And he said that whoever won the rebounding battle in that game won those games. And the Lakers won that rebounding battle in Game 7. Like I said, I just ended that last segment with saying that how important rebounding is. I just wanted to touch back on that so I can just explain to y'all how important rebounding is at the end of the day. But enough with the rebounding, enough with the breakdowns. I know I've probably been boring y'all with the takes. Actually, no, I haven't. You guys have definitely been listening and been interesting into the takes. If not, let me know. It's okay. I'll make it more interesting for you. But let's get to the things you got. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to what you guys been waiting for. And that is my predictions. So, who do I have winning the NBA Finals? Well, you know, all year I've been hearing about the Boston Celtics team, and they're a great team. I have to give them credit. It hurts to give them credit because, like I said, it's all about the Lake Show at the end of the day, but I have to give the Boston Celtics credit. And so, You know, I will say this. I do think that in these finals, I do think that each and every single one of these games is going to be decided in the fourth quarter. And I feel like there's going to be a couple plays in the fourth quarter that if it's made or something changed differently, it's going to change the outcome of this game. I don't see this game. I don't see either team sweeping each other, and I don't see a gentleman's sweep. I see it going at least 6 or 7 games. I really do. I think we are, as basketball fans, we are in for a dandy. We are in for a good one, and I'm very excited to see that. With that being said, in my opinion, I think that the Boston Celtics are the favorites, and it's hard for me to say that considering I am a Laker fan, but with that being said, I think I'm going to go the Dallas Mavericks in 6. What did you guys think this was? You thought I was going to go with the Boston Celtics? Are you serious? I'm a Laker fan. It's crazy. No, I'm going Dallas Mavericks here. I'm going to go Mavs in 6, possibly 7. And the thing about it is I feel like at the end of the day, the Boston Celtics, one of the things that I think nobody really talks about them is, I said yesterday in the video, they're a great team. But it is true. They may not be battle-tested enough, maybe. They may not be battle-tested, and they maybe have not seen an offensive juggernaut in the Dallas Mavericks with guys like Luka and Kyrie. So I really do think that Luka and Kyrie are going to give those guys problems, and I think that Luka is going to be able to figure out how to get past this Celtics defense, get his guys open like P.J. Washington. I trust P.J. Washington. He's been playing well all playoffs. I trust him. I trust his three-point shooting. I trust Derrick Jones's athleticism. I trust Derek Lively's activeness on the boards and getting blocks, playing defense. I trust Gafford. And at the end of the I want to put my trust in the Boston Celtics. I really do. But, and a lot of people will say this, they do have that finals experience. Kyrie Irving has that finals experience for the Mavs. It's one guy, but he can slow the game down for his guys so they can get into it. The Celtics, they seem to panic. You never know. But like I said, I'm very excited to see what we have. I'm going Mavs in 6. What are you guys going? I want to hear it all. Who do you guys have winning these finals? But this is the conclusion of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed both parts of this breakdown. Part 1 is still up. You guys can definitely go watch part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed part 2. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back next week. And remember, guys, like I said, I'm very passionate about this, so please continue to give me more criticism, more takes, more opinions, what I can be better at. What I missed. I probably missed a couple things. What should I have mentioned? So just please continue to do that for me. I love you all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's get to it. Remember, 7:30 ABC. Be there or watch the NBA Finals. Be in your spot to watch the NBA Finals because, like I said, you're not gonna miss it. Mavs in 6, baby. Like I said, what I say, Mavs in 6, baby.